Okay, we are live again, Monday morning. Were you waiting all weekend for this, Meg Fazy?
I was. I did my hair like 3 days ago getting ready.
See, okay, good. Well, you look lovely. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. Monday morning, we're continuing the conversation, hospitality with heart. We're talking about humanality. Pillar number 4, a cheeseburger without cheese. Let me tee up for you, Megan, for our listeners. Ready?
Yes.
Imagine you go to a restaurant and you order a cheeseburger without cheese. What would you want the response to be from the server?
Is there anything else you would like?
Wow. Give me another nice response.
Would fries with that?
Yeah, yes, lovely. What would you not want to hear?
Oh, you mean a hamburger?
Yes. Okay. And why is that, Meg, before we get into who you are and what you do?
Because no one wants to feel corrected, right? There's really kind of no reason for that. It's somebody wanting to feel so I think there's a difference between someone wanting to be feel like they are in charge and going to kind of, put that barrier in. There's a difference between that and someone who wants clarity, right? So there's a different way of getting clarity.
Okay. Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Meg Fazy, founder of Face Forward. What do you do?
Create and sell sponsorship opportunities for conventions.
And how do you know Bart?
I know Bart from 1991 when we were both babies at the Grand Hyatt. We worked together. You were in sales. I think that was your second Hyatt and second sales job, maybe,
Yes,
right
it
in your
was. Yeah.
career? Yeah,
Yep.
that was my first Hyatt and my first corporate catering job
And have we been friends ever since?
ever since. Yep,
Yes. Okay.
you
Great.
and your wife, and I love your kids.
Yes. Okay. Enough about them. All right. I want to get back to a cheeseburger without cheese.
Yes,
So there is a way to make customers feel good without correcting them. The
correct.
other example that I have for you is imagine that you are you're planning an event and you go to the hotel. I would like classroom style without the tables.
Well,
If you
that's
wanted if you classroom style without the tables, and if
okay.
you wanted to be right instead of being kind, what could your response be? You wanted to be mean.
If I wanted to be mean, I would
Yeah.
say that's not classroom style. Classroom style is with a table with chairs.
Yeah. And would that benefit anyone?
No,
Okay.
no.
So
It
let's,
shuts the conversation down. It just, yeah,
yeah. Okay. And so many times I think that's happening. Yes, we're going to be
yeah.
talking to our hospitality friends initially, but then how can we apply that elsewhere? Have you ever seen examples in which maybe you are interacting with someone is trying to sell you something, and
Yeah.
have they tried to correct you?
Oh, yeah. Actually, it happened yesterday with a hamburger.
Honestly?
Yeah, it did. It was really kind of funny. So I was at a restaurant and I ordered a cheeseburger and it came with bacon. And I said I didn't want the bacon. And he's like, well, the bacon, it's not bacon, it's bacon mayo. And it was like such an attitude about it. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. I don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's interesting how many people will roll their eyes just because a customer has a certain request or
yeah,
certain ask. And just the other day, and I want to make sure that this is extending beyond restaurants and beyond just serving, right?
right,
Service. But the other example that I had is that we ordered a salad somewhere, and it was like it was supposed to be full of chicken. At least I thought full of chicken,
yeah,
and it was a Chinese chopped chicken salad, something like the
yeah.
Asian chopped Chinese, whatever it was. And it came in and had barely any chicken in it. It was just lettuce and barely any vegetables. And I said, it's kind of really not what we were expecting. The description really made it sound like it was going to be bountiful with full of things, not just lettuce. Otherwise, we would have gotten lettuce or a Caesar salad or something
Right.
boring. And the guy came out and said, my manager didn't apologize. The server said, let me get my manager. And we thought, okay, well, good. A manager's responsibility will make. Are you still there?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you
Okay.
froze for a minute.
Okay. I would expect the manager to be like, well, whatever we can get you and
Right.
accommodate. The response was, this is this is how we've always served it.
Yeah.
They portion out the chicken. This is the wait for the chicken, and it's always been this way. No apologies, no let me take it off your bill, no nothing like that. Just
Right.
it's not a nice way, it's a mean way. It's a I need to be right type of way.
Correct.
We're getting some lovely comments, by the way. Let me just put this up on screen, and we're going to get Gail in for the second part of the show. Gail is just commenting, "Wow, bacon mayo with with, with an eye roll. That
Uh,
server needs to listen, and most people don't, but you do." All right, thank you,
by the
Gail.
way, I
And
love bacon. I just don't like it on my burger.
yeah, no, and that's your prerogative, isn't it?
Right. Right.
Okay, so this thought process, how can we make sure that our listeners, they don't need to be in hospitality, but how can they apply this thinking of customers always right, other people don't need to be corrected,
Hmm.
I don't need to make anyone feel bad.
Yeah.
What comes to mind?
So I will say I don't think the customer's always right, and that's okay, right? It's how you handle that situation when they're not right, and it's if someone says I want classroom without tables, then clearly that's not right, right? However, instead of saying, oh, that's not right, you can say, oh, that's interesting. Sometimes I've seen it this way. Or, just kind of make it sound like, like validating what they're saying, but
Mhm.
offering another option or offering another opinion or a different way to look at something. I
Yeah,
understand what you're saying. We have seen it done in another way, if I could share that with you.
validating, and I think that's key, and I'm going to
Yes.
write that down. Validating what
Yeah.
they're saying. I would
Yeah.
type that into notes if I was this quick.
Right.
Validating what they're saying without making them feel bad.
Yeah.
Um,
No one wants to feel
Meg,
super.
yeah, and Meg, do you remember when we were speaking the other day, and you said that you were going to send me the invite for this call again? Can you send it to me again? Because I know you said you sent it 3 or 4 times. Could you send it to me again?
I'd be happy to.
Wow. So you're not going to tell me that you sent it 4 or 5 times, and maybe I should look in the junk folder, or maybe I should look
So
here?
I might say that if we were not on audio and video and it was just you and I as friends, but I would never say that to you as a customer or a guest or anyone like that.
Yes. Okay. Well, good. Thank you.
But
Thank
that
you.
happens all the time. Oh, I sent that to you. I sent that to you 2 days ago, or you didn't get it. That kind of response, as opposed to I'm happy to resend it.
Yeah. Okay. So then let's think about, and it really comes down to this statement of being kind over being right. I
Yes.
don't need to be right. I need to be kind. I don't need to make you feel bad. I need to validate what you're looking for without making you feel bad.
Right. I often
Or-
find this in that
yeah.
behavior in young professionals and insecure salespeople, right?
Insecure?
Insecure salespeople. So if you're insecure, you're going to want to feel right all the time. You're going to want to, dominate over your client somehow. I also see that in young salespeople who either want to feel superior, they're trying to build their
Mhm.
career, or they don't know how they don't know another way of saying something. So sometimes it's a learning, a lack of experience in knowing how to answer, and sometimes it's wanting to be right. But
Okay.
I see it a lot in younger, and I say younger, not age younger. I mean in experience.
Inexperience.
Hmm.
Experience wise. All right.
Yeah.
So, what would you offer then for inexperienced or less experienced sales professionals when they are feeling the tendency that they need to correct someone, that they need to be right? What advice would you give them? How do they handle it? We understand the premise. You shouldn't
Right.
do that, but
Right.
how should they handle it?
I think if they can ask themselves why they want to answer a certain way, and if the answer is because I want to be right or I want to feel like I know what I'm doing or sound like I'm so experienced, that's not the right answer. The right answer is, I should want to make my customer feel comfortable, make them feel like they want to continue having conversations with me. Open up, keep that dialogue open, make them feel like they have trust here and that we're having a really nice conversation, as opposed to, well, I have to be right in this situation.
Yeah, understood. Okay.
I also think that managers could help with this too. I, I'm going to revert. I know you don't want to just talk about the hotel business, but a hotel specifically, my experience is that there's so many managers out there that don't coach, mentor, teach, whatever word you want to use, some of the less experienced salespeople in how to manage situations. And how to, offer them opportunities to have dialogue and learn that way. So I think a lot of that could help. A lot of managers could do a better job of doing that.
Okay. Now, what about this perception of sounding smart or sounding intelligent or sounding like you know what you're going to do? I want to
Right.
switch gears just a little bit and ask you about acronyms and terminology and, let's say, for this purposes of right now, hotel lingo.
Yes.
I was just watching, there was I don't know, I was streaming a little series and it was military based, and there was a person that was referencing like the next step of attack in this warfare. It was deploy this and X and LYZ and FY9s and 473s and 9. And I just thought there was so much military jargon that maybe they were only appealing to military people that understood what those things are. But
Right.
to me, it was totally lost. Like they could have got rid of 80% of the dialogue because they were acronyms related to military tactics that if I really wanted to know, I'd have to look up.
Yeah. I get caught up in
So,
that too. I get caught up in that too because in the sponsorship world,
mhm,
I sell MPOs, marketing promotional opportunities. Not everyone knows what that is, and I have to remember when I'm talking to someone to call them marketing promotional opportunities
mhm,
and not MPOs. So I work with in that realm a lot with the acronyms and the initials and all of that. And it's hard. Sometimes it's, I catch myself and sometimes I don't. But when I don't and someone says, oh, what does an MPO mean? I say, oh, I apologize. It's internal lingo. It's marketing promotional opportunity, what we used to call a la carte options or additional business promotional options. And I explain it in a way that hopefully, they don't feel like they're stupid or I think they're stupid or.
yeah. And why is it necessary even to use that term, May?
MPOs as opposed to marketing promotional opportunities.
Yeah, as opposed to just talking about what are your goals and objectives? Like, why do you even need to use that term? Is it because the
It's
people
an
on the
additional,
receiving end?
it's an additional spend. It's an
Okay.
additional buy. So they'll be buying a package, a silver, gold, type of level tier.
Okay.
And then an MPO or marketing promotional opportunity is an additional spend. So they may buy something like um, a coffee break. They may want to buy an additional session for their
Okay. So why
event.
can't you say additional spend?
I could say additional spend, but then it puts the focus on money and not the purpose of it.
Okay.
So
All
I
right.
would, if
Interesting.
but I understand your point, and I could probably say it in a different way that it was more of there's an additional opportunity, or it's kind of saying the same thing, but it is a marketing opportunity. It is a promotional opportunity. So marketing promotional opportunity does kind of say it, but it is. There are different ways that I could describe it, and you're right. Why not just say it? And I like that. I like the way you said that.
Yeah, but some people will expect it because some people are expecting you because you're a pro in this world to be able to use that terminology,
Right.
and maybe they're depending on their experience level, they might be expecting you to say it. Because if you are saying, well, additional spend, they're going to be like, well, maybe Meg doesn't know what she's talking about because she
Right.
didn't say
Right.
MPO,
Yeah.
right?
There's
And,
that fine line.
silly, isn't
Well,
it just
sometimes you have to understand who you're speaking to, right? And so, if I'm working with a event marketer at Microsoft who's been in the job for 10 years, I know she knows or he knows marketing promotional opportunity. But
hmm
if I'm talking to a new event manager, They may not, and I have to recognize that and anticipate that. And
Okay,
that's
fair
where my
enough.
experience and my experience in just talking with people comes into play.
Okay, very cool. All right, Meg, last question, and then I'm looking to see if Gail is going to join us on the
Great.
stage, and then we'll tag team and get you out and her back
Okay,
in
great. Thank you.
because she's more of a favorite than you.
Oh,
No,
I
you're more of a
know.
or
No,
you're
I
equal
know.
favorites.
I
Okay,
know.
we touched upon it briefly about is the customer always right? Is it if the customer is not right? Is it okay to correct a customer, or is it have it your way at Burger King?
I think it depends on what it is, first of all. So if they're saying classroom without tables, I don't think you want to correct them, but you do want to understand what they're looking for. Because to me,
Hmm.
does that make it theater style? Does that make it like what is it that they're looking for? So I'm not looking to correct them. I'm looking to understand what their needs are. So that's a difference, right? And I
Hmm.
think that that's what it comes down to. What is the intent? Is the intent to understand and so you can service them better, or
Hmm.
is the intent to be correct and
Okay.
to make them feel like they're
Yeah.
wrong?
This is also going out live, LinkedIn, YouTube channel, and Facebook. And we have a lot of travel advisor friends that are on Facebook that are probably listening right now or will be listening to the replay.
Yeah.
Um, let's imagine a situation in which you don't travel all the time, and I know you do,
Yeah.
and you are looking for an all inclusive, right? An all inclusive,
Yeah.
and you're saying it wrong because the hotel is all inclusive, but the entire trip is not all inclusive. What can we do as travel professionals, it's still hospitality, to make sure that we are validating and understanding and getting the essence of the question? What can we do?
Well, first of all, I ask more questions. And
Hmm.
then I would say, if someone said, I'm looking for an all-inclusive, I would say, let me talk to you about what all-inclusive means to us to see if it matches your needs.
Oh, okay.
That's how I would say it.
And that's lovely. And I don't, and therefore I don't feel bad. You're not embarrassing me. You're
Right.
not making me feel like I don't know what I'm talking about or what
Everybody
you're talking
offers a
about.
little bit of something different. Let me share with you what we're offering.
Yeah, no, very cool. Very cool. Meg, if people want to get in touch with you afterwards and learn from your great knowledge,
Yes, please do. Meg at Phase Forward, which is FAZEFWD.com. And you can reach me on LinkedIn as well, or I have a website.
anything else with Cheeseburger Without Cheese that comes to mind?
Yeah, I just think you have to go into every conversation with wanting to help someone. I mean, that we're in the hospitality industry for that reason. We all kind of wanted to help someone at one point, and it is about just having open conversation and discussion, and not one person is right and one person wrong. I mean, we've dealt with it on the other end too, where clients have been they wanted to be right,
Hmm.
and they wanted to, well, no, that's not what I mean, type attitude, and you kind of just have to roll with some of that.
Hmm. Have you ever fired a client before?
I have.
Can you, without getting into details?
Yeah. How I did it or why I did it.
I think why you did it. Like we were talking about, the customer's always right. Customer's always right. You're always going to say yes whenever you can say yes, as long as it's not unethical, immoral, or illegal. You're always
Yeah.
going to say yes. Can you share with us?
So I think there's two things here. There's one, firing a client. So in my sponsorship world, I did fire a client. The communication was not there as much as I tried. It just wasn't going to work, and that's okay. That happens sometimes, right? But in the hotel business, there are customers where I literally said to them, I just don't think that we can meet your expectations. I don't think we're the right hotel for you. And I think for me, that builds trust,
Yeah.
because I'm saying to them, I understand what your needs are. We can't offer that. I did that a couple times at Bellagio. We were not the right hotel for a couple groups. And some of them are like, Meg, thank you for sharing that with me. And others were, well, what do you mean? Am I not good enough for Bellagio type attitude? And you have to have more conversation about that. But Yeah, I mean, sometimes the communication, if the communication just may not be right as much as you try, but you
Yeah.
do have to try.
No, agreed, agreed. And I am thinking back to a time, and if you would ask me the same question, I would give you an example when we worked together, where there was a meeting organizer that was making people cry on our
Yeah.
team, our staff, our banquet staff.
Hmm.
And I'll never forget, I had a lot of respect for our bosses at the time that said, no, this is our opportunity. If you aren't treating our team appropriately with humanality, like ladies and gentlemen, then it is okay to tell them that's unacceptable behavior.
Yeah.
Our relationship and our satisfaction, our engagement, and our working environment for our employees was more important than your revenue, and that takes a lot of guts.
It does, but it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
and then
and
it probably makes individuals rethink, well, how am I treating people? And it should be about a partnership. It's give and take. It's
you would
give and
hope it
take.
does. It doesn't
Yeah.
always, but you would
No.
hope it does. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Meg, thank you so much. I
All
got a
right. Thank
note.
you.
Yeah, Gail is not able to join. She is on her way to University of Rhode Island. So we will get her collectively together with you sometime because I
Great.
would like to hear both of your opinions. But thank you for sharing today. We're talking about hospitality with heart, a cheeseburger without cheese, being kind over being right for others, not only in hospitality, but in day to day life. So amazing ideas, Meg. Thank you so much. I
Thank
know
you.
the people that are listening either live or to the replay, they're going to learn. And the greatest takeaways are what? Three things.
Listen,
Yeah.
ask questions,
Yeah.
and come from a good place.
Yeah, that's it. That's why we all got into hospitality and or sales to begin with. So, all
Yeah.
right, Meg Fasey, Phase Forward. Thank you, your dear friend. Follow Meg, Meg Fasey, Fasy, and look her up. Her website is Phase, FAZE, FWD.
Come.
I knew it. I knew it. All right, Meg, have a great week. Thank you again. I appreciate you.
Thanks everyone for listening.
Okay, bye.